Welcome, everyone, to the Appalachian Liturgy Top 5. I'm Justin Stacy.
I'm Justin Bowling.
I'm Brooke Ashley, and our guest is my husband, Aaron. And this could be an interesting top 5 for us because we have very different tastes. So
It's actually your top 5. I just may pick it apart.
yeah,
just
he's
critique
gonna destroy it.
Thank you, Aaron, for joining us again. It's
You're
almost
very
as if we filmed these back to back.
welcome. I know,
I
right?
know, right?
That's crazy.
We're in the same clothes, right?
So what does your shirt say, Bowling?
Might be a spoiler.
Oh,
Nice.
I don't know if you see the whole one. Happy holidays from the Wet Bandits.
Wet Bandits. That was my Christmas sweater last year, if you remember, was the Wet Bandits. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
I lost the thing. I was looking for it. I was like, I'm going to wear the Christmas sweater. I can't find it. I don't know
Renee
what
threw it away. It's probably what happened.
She probably did. I don't know. Speaking of shirts, did you see mine? Can you tell what that is?
Is that
It's a
a
duck.
duck?
It's a duck. It's a specific duck in cartoon history.
Inspector Gadget duck? No.
That's what I was thinking.
Darkwing Duck.
Oh,
So
well, since we're showing our shirts off, mine has nothing to do with movies, but it's one of my absolute favorite organizations, and it's called Camp in the Community, and it is an accredited camp with the national accrediting body, and they bring camp experiences into communities where kids can't afford to go to overnight camp. And so they bring staff in and all the games, and the kids do everything that you would do normally at church camp, except spend the night and go swimming. And it is an amazing organization. So Camp in the Community is the name of it.
Well, that's awesome.
That is awesome. It also makes me and Justin look really bad. We have on very silly shirts, and Brooke's over here evangelizing for good causes.
I'm not ashamed of my shirt. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I wouldn't have said anything, but y'all showed yours, so I showed mine.
Aaron, would you like to give us any detail of your shirt?
$6 at Walmart.
Favorite sweatshirt.
There we
This
go.
was a leftover from our Halloween costume.
This was part of our Thing 1 and Thing 2 costume.
Gotcha.
Or Preacher 1 and Preacher 2.
Preacher 1 and Preacher 2.
Good stuff. Okay, to our top 5. Appalachian Liturgy Top 5 Debate. All right, so our top 5 this week is top 5 Christmas movies. So my list didn't change, but I will say that I watched a movie for the first time this past week. Bowling already knows what it is because he already made fun of me. And it's a good movie. I like it. It didn't make it in my top 5 list, but it's a good movie. And when I reveal it...
Ooh, we got
Okay.
it wrong off the bat.
When I reveal it, you're all going to make fun of me too, probably. So,
Okay, I'm looking forward to this.
would you like me to go first?
Yes, you
Okay.
filled us full of anticipation.
All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that movie that I'm talking about is A Wonderful Life.
You had never seen A Wonderful Life?
I'd never seen it before. I knew that it was a Christmas movie. You see previews of it all the time, right? During Christmas. I'd never watched the movie before.
And you
So,
liked it?
I did like it. Yep. It did not make my top 5 list, but I did like it. I question, it's one of these debates. Is a movie really a Christmas movie? How much Christmas do you need in a movie to be a Christmas movie? I guess if Diehard- If Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
We'll mention, but we'll wait. Yeah.
I was gonna say we're gonna start the debate before even mentioning movies like that.
I think we are. Yeah, we're jumping right into the debate. But that movie, for the most part, took place outside of Christmas.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
I was debating in my head. I was like, is this actually a Christmas movie? But I think it is.
It's probably the reason people have a very misconception on angels.
There you go.
Every time a bell rings,
Clarence.
an angel gets their wings.
Clarence the Angel.
Oh,
Clarence.
he was a man.
He was great.
Go back and
He
see our
was
other
great.
episode.
Yeah.
He's a man
Yeah. Bad theology on angels.
all the way through.
Yeah, I don't know if any of these Christmas movies are going to be brimming with great theology. But
Yeah,
Probably
that's true. One thing that I was going to bring up in the last podcast when we were talking about the Nativity, and I was bringing it up here, is that I haven't watched a movie based around the Nativity that I found very good. Yeah, there's been a few, but the number one, there's not many. You know, they've made a few, and I haven't been that compelled to watch them. Like I like the more secular movies, so that might be telling.
Well, yeah, but I mean, people want the whitewashed version of the Nativity, and you can't make a movie out of that. You can make
It's
a
true.
cartoon out of that. So
Yeah, the star's not too bad, but it is
Would just
absolutely
be
a kid's
prettier than
cartoon.
What people are used to.
right. I have heard good things about the Chosen Christmas movie. We haven't
It
seen
is?
it yet.
Yeah,
but
I've seen it.
What?
It's really just an episode, so it's like 45 minutes, but it's good.
I've heard good things about the series in general.
I have
oh, the
to.
series is phenomenal.
Yeah,
It is
really good.
phenomenal.
What's it stream on?
The Chosen app.
Yeah, get
Oh,
the
there's an
Chosen
app.
So,
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, stream it to your TV through that.
Actually, starting January 1, you can go to Gray United Methodist Church's Roku channel
Mhm.
or Apple TV channel, and you'll be able to watch the first season of The Chosen. It's part of it's a gift from the platform that hosts our app and stuff. to allow us to
Nice.
show that.
Well, there we
So-
go. There's a way to watch it.
I got 2 commercials in tonight.
You did 2 plugs. Good job. All right, let's go to my list. My number 5 is The Family Man with Nicolas Cage. Have you all ever watched that? It is wonderful. It actually reminds me of A Wonderful Life. It's in so the premise is that he is in love with this lady in the beginning of the movie. They were young, and they were engaged, and he's in love. But he takes an internship in London to be, I don't know, like a stockbroker or something. So he goes to London and gets a job there for a year, and he comes back, and by that time they've broke it off. So he becomes a very successful broker, and he ends up being the president of a company by the time we pick up in the movie. And so he's rich, he lives in New York and everything, and he goes to a store. And spoilers, I'm just going to, I guess, reveal the whole movie to you. He goes to a store, and someone's robbing the store, and he tries to buy them off. He's like, here's money, whatever. So he walks away with this guy, and Nicolas Cage is actually trying to help him. He says, there's rehab centers we can get you in, and all this, and the guy says, you're actually trying to help me. So the guy was an angel, and he wasn't actually robbing the store. It was more of a test. It wasn't even a robbery. Wait a minute. It was.
Have you
Have you
even
seen this
watched this
movie?
movie?
Did I watch this movie? I don't know. It was. He goes to a store. I remember now. He goes to a store with a lottery ticket to cash the lottery ticket, and it's played by, who's the guy that plays War Machine in Marvel?
Are you seriously asking me this question?
I'm asking Aaron. Cheadle's. Yes.
Non-Cheadle, yeah.
Yeah, so he's the one that's playing this angel. He goes in with a lottery ticket, winning lottery ticket, and they instantly refuse him because of the way he looks. They just say it's fake and blah, blah, blah. So that was the test. He was testing them. So then Nicolas Cage buys the lottery ticket from him. He says, I will pay you $200. It was like a $250 ticket or whatever. He said, I'll pay you $200. And it's an investment for me because then I can go to another store and cash it, right? So that's how they kind of meet, and they're walking down the street, and then Nicolas Cage is trying to help him, and he's like, "You're trying to help me." He's like, "What do you want, or what do you need?" And he's like, "I don't need anything." He's like, "I'm wealthy, I'm successful, blah blah blah." So at that point, the angel grants him a vision, a simulation, just like in A Wonderful Life, of what he actually needs. And so now his life picks up where he's married to that woman that got away, to his first love, and he has kids. And he knows that, he remembers his life from before, so he's struggling with all this. So that's the premise of the movie. And he ends up falling in love with his new life in the simulation, and he wants to keep it. But of course he can't because it's a simulation. So that's the premise of the movie, and it's based around the Christmas time frame.
Oh, I was going to
I
say.
was about to say, how did it connect
Right,
to
right.
Christmas?
Yeah, it was. So the beginning of the movie, it started at Christmas, and then in the simulation, it seems like it goes on forever. It goes on for at least a year, but then it ends again on Christmas, and so that's why it's a Christmas movie. But I love that movie. It's my number 5. Talked a long time about that movie. Probably should have been my number 1. Okay, number 4 is Home Alone, and I struggled here. I needed to put Home Alone on it because I watch it every year and I love it. But I love both of them. I like Home Alone 1 and 2 equally.
Aren't
So
there
maybe
like 15 of them?
there
in the
there
TV
are,
show,
but
the movie or something like that?
in my opinion, there's just
Yeah,
1 and
no,
2.
there's only 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Harry and Marv. If they're not in the movie, then I don't want nothing to do with this movie.
Like the prequels don't really exist. Just saying.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Oh, are you talking about Star Wars? Yeah, they exist. The prequels aren't that bad. I mean, honestly, here we go down a tangent again. But
Rabbit
That's a
hole.
rabbit hole. Brooks taking us
the sequel,
rabbit hole.
I think the sequel has made the prequels better because the sequels were pretty garbage. You know, the last sequel that we got,
Yeah.
I don't know that I liked any of them. I haven't watched any of them again, and
Oh, but I like
So-
them.
And most of the Star Wars movies were released at Christmas, so they're Christmas movies too. So there you
There
go.
we
there
go.
you go. There you go.
So you're telling me the new Spider-Man movie is a Christmas movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
Is there any Christmas scenes in it? No, none of us have
I
seen
don't
it, so I don't know.
No, none of us have seen it. Okay, back to your list. Back to
Oh,
your
sorry.
list.
Okay. So Home Alone. My number 3 is the Santa Claus, Tim Allen. It's a staple in our household every year. I love it. My number 2 is A Christmas Carol, but it's a specific version of A Christmas Carol since there's 100,000 versions of it. It is Mickey's Christmas Carol, the Disney version.
Close, but not quite.
No, it's great. I've watched it since I was a kid, and it's the version that I keep coming back to every year, and I love it. Having uncles, I mean, that I think what was that the movie that kind of invented Uncle Scrooge? Like after that, wasn't because it was in the 80s when that movie came out, and then after that was when DuckTales and all that stuff came out with Uncle
Maybe.
Scrooge.
Maybe.
So I believe it was. But yeah, love it. My number 1 should be no surprise to anyone. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And it is just one of the
Correct.
funniest movies. Correct, exactly. One of the funniest movies I've ever seen. And I like most of the National Lampoon's movies. That's my favorite, followed by Vegas Vacation. But yeah, that is it. All right. Any critiques to my list? I mean, it's a good list.
Just that your number 1 is the worst Christmas movie ever.
I don't know what's wrong with you, Aaron.
That is
what's her problem?
very low bar. There are some bad
Although
Christmas
I
movies.
did quote that movie today. I did
You
quote that
serious?
movie.
You serious, Clark?
I'm very serious. I hate it. Like with a passion.
So is it that you hate National Lampoon movies in general, like Chevy
Yeah.
Chase?
Pledge
You just
allegiance to the flag.
Oh my gosh.
there you go. Hey, that's great.
Shitter's out, Clark. That's the quote I used today.
Is this a new house,
Wait.
Clark?
It's been for many years, whenever me and Sarah are wanting to kind of tell each other, middle finger to your a spouse type thing, we do the look, is that a deer? Or look, a deer, like from when they're at the beginning of the movie. So that, yeah, that's kind of our code word for
Back off.
yeah.
I
hate
don't
that
know. Okay, well then why don't you go, Brooke?
Okay. So Aaron has an honorable mention. Would you like to tell them what it is?
Rocky IV, Christmas movie.
Completely agree. That is a great movie.
We that's a tradition in our family.
It is. We watch Rocky
We
IV
watch
every
Rocky
year.
IV every Christmas, and
Mhm.
you get all the way to the end, and he wishes everybody a Merry Christmas. But
That's
there's
Christmas
a
movie.
director's cut that I purchased but haven't watched yet, and I've got a feeling it's not going to be a Christmas movie anymore.
Oh.
Well, that'd
I
be
think they may
disappointing.
cut that scene out.
Hmm.
So we'll see.
We'll keep you posted. So anyway, my number 5 is Hallmark movies.
'Cause
And
You
they're all
love
the
it.
they're
same.
all
You
the
love
same.
them all.
Wait,
Okay.
wait.
Have y'all seen the Babylon Bee article? The headline goes something like this: Clairvoyant man tells wife the
Yeah.
ending of all the Hallmark movies.
So I agree that you should lump them all together. They're all the same movie. I don't agree they should be on any list.
Yeah, but see, like I was so excited this year that we had the Hallmark Channel. It's the first time in years that our package included the Hallmark Channel. And they're mindless movies. Like you can just not watch them for 20 minutes and come back and know exactly what's going on.
Because you've seen them all before.
And they're just like feel good movies. And Abby and I love them. So,
As
you know,
do
every-
80% of women in the country.
To
so
each
that's
their
one
own.
of-
I do think there is something to say for like watching a movie and knowing how it's going to end essentially even before you've seen it. So you're not kind of like stressed out watching it. It can be kind of comforting, but
Thank
yeah,
you,
that's kind of how I
Bobby.
feel about them. But I don't like them.
Me either.
Some of them are worse than others, I'll just say. Number 4 is the Santa Claus. I think it's just hilarious. I loved the premise of it, thought it was very unique.
Mhm.
So yeah. So 3, you have anything to say about that?
Nope.
3 is White Christmas. It's old and there's not a whole lot about Christmas except the best Christmas song ever. There's dancing in it. Okay, so listen, I'm bringing the estrogen to this top 5 list.
That's not just a woman's movie. That's just a classic, though.
Yeah.
So
So number 2 is Elf, which
Yeah.
has really grown on me. Like when it first came out, I thought it was kind of or whatever. It was silly and goofy. But now the more I watch it, the funnier I think it is. So it made and my number 1 is A Christmas Carol, the FX version. So
Which version is that?
it came out a couple of years ago.
Is it the one with Jim Carrey?
No,
Nope.
no. It's a gritty. It's like kind of like the Christmas Carol R version.
Okay.
Very good. Very worth
Dark.
watching. Just
Mhm.
not with your little ones.
I'll have to watch that. I haven't seen
it's
that
an
one.
adult version, not an X-rated version.
Not X-rated, but
But it's-
R-rated.
an R-rated.
Everybody's naked.
It's
I'm not
R-rated.
sure what's going on. in it.
Nobody's naked.
It stays true to the premise of the story, but it's definitely the R-rated version of it, and it's very, very good.
I'll have to check it out. Cool.
My top 5.
All right, Bowling.
So I had one honorable mention, and it was the It's a Wonderful Life. That didn't quite make my top 5, so even after calling you wrong for it, I thought it was worth a mention because it's a classic to me, and it still holds up. Being an older movie, it's
Yeah.
watchable even
It's
today.
good.
But yeah, my true number 5 was Elf, and Brooke almost verbatim said what I was going to say. It was not my favorite movie when I first watched it at all, but we've watched it every year since then, and I like it more and more every time I watch it. So Elf is up there now. Number 4, the Santa Claus. The first one, the rest of them, similar to Home Alone's past 2, do not exist. The first one is a very good movie, though. 3 is Christmas Carol, and funnily enough, we have 3 different versions of it. I went with the Muppet Christmas Carol is my go-to one.
Nice. Nice. I
And Michael
have
Caine
not
is
seen that one.
amazing, and that
What?
and he's like super serious in it. Yeah, it's a great one. Yeah, I can't believe you haven't
It's
seen
good.
it.
It's good.
Number 2, got to round it out with the shark. You knew it was going to make an appearance on the list. Home Alone. I'm used to like the second one better as a kid. I think because like the traps and stuff in the house are like so much more extravagant.
Yeah.
But I've done the opposite of Elf with that one. I've come to like that one less and less, and I think the first one just has like a much better flowing story or something and holds up a lot better as an adult.
What I like about both of them is the relationship that Kevin, specifically the second one, I guess, that he has with that lady, with the homeless lady. And it's throughout the entire movie. But also in the first one, the kind of the relationship he has with the old man that he thinks is a serial killer.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. But
the whole movie's the same thing repeated.
yeah, it basically.
And should come as no surprise. Number 1, Christmas Vacation.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wouldn't be more surprised if I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn on the carpet.
Well, I completely agree with your list. Honestly, I forgot about Elf. That may have been in my list. And a story, something that none of us put in our list, and I think it's blasphemy that we didn't, is A Christmas Story. I mean,
Yeah.
it's on
It's
24
not
a good
hours.
movie. It's
It
not
is a good
movie.
movie. It is a good movie. How's it not? It's a staple.
You'll shoot your eye
Exactly.
Never did anything for me.
Oh,
I mean, have we seen it? Yes.
I bet you've seen it a lot when you had cable TV.
Yes. But
Yeah.
it fell
We-
flat
It's
for me.
we-
it's dark and it's not redeeming. I don't know. It's not very Christmassy to me.
We would basically have it on in the background while we're opening up gifts and stuff. So it's almost like background noise.
I could have
That's
chosen
exactly what I was gonna say.
better
I can
movies.
stand it in the background, but
Mhm.
I don't really sit there and actively watch it.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not a fan.
What about Harry Potter? Is that a Christmas movie?
Ooh.
So I almost threw that in there when we started this
Yeah, I
debate
would
about
argue
Christmas
certain-
movies.
Certain Harry Potters are. We had that conversation the other day, but they all acknowledge Christmas, I think.
If Rocky 4 can be a
At
Christmas
least the books
movie,
do.
if
Yeah.
Rocky 4 can be a Christmas movie, so can Harry Potter.
There we go.
See, I think when you're getting in the debatable ones, I think Die Hard has one of the best arguments, considering like it's pretty essential to the plot of the movie, even though like it doesn't focus on that part. It is important to getting the main plot underway.
But if it had been Easter, you'd still
Sure.
have to see the movie.
It could have been. That's true too.
Yeah.
You
Rocky
You could
just-
say
Four's
it was a
probably the
lockdown
first-
argument. It's just a better argument.
So another honorable mention, just because it was a staple in my childhood. I don't know that I like it that much. I watched it last year, and I didn't care for it too much. And that was Jingle All the Way.
Ooh, it's been a long time since I've seen that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like it, but it's dated. I mean,
it's dated.
definitely-
It is. But yeah, the Turbo Man thing is kind of cool.
Football man.
Turbo Man. Yeah. All right, let's come up with a consolidated list here. I think you both had Elf,
Mm-hmm.
so Elf would be there.
Yep.
Home Alone is
Yeah.
going to be there, right? The Santa
Santa
Claus.
Claus.
We all three
Everybody had
had
that.
a Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Different
version of it. So a Christmas Carol, some version of a Christmas Carol.
And then Elf.
I already said Elf.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
we
feel
have
like
four
Brooks
right
not
now.
going to. I feel like Brooks not going to let us have National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation as much as she hates it.
Listen, just because I don't like something doesn't mean the majority of people don't like it. So if you
That's true.
have to have the Christmas Lampoons, whatever.
You don't even know the name of it. That's how much you hate it.
Save the neck for me, Clark.
That's right.
Christmas Lampoon's Vegas Vacation.
I just want you to know that for the rest of the evening, somebody's going to be throwing random quotes at me,
They should.
and it's all your fault. No, I'm just kidding.
Anybody got the Jelly of the Month Club?
That's right.
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, good stuff. All right, so National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That'll top us off. So we got Elf, the Santa Claus, Home Alone, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and A Christmas Carol, some version.
I like it.
That's a pretty good list.
Pretty good.
There's a good watch list for someone.
It's definitely a must. You have to have at least watched these movies. Like you
Yeah.
don't have to like them, but you need to know them because they're so referenced so much just in general conversation that you need to be aware.
In our culture, really, we're always quoting these movies. So
Mhm.
yeah. All right, good stuff. Well, that will do us for tonight. So I think we're going to take off for New Year's. We're going to take off the first week of January, so we'll not be a podcast then. But we hope everybody has a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and peace be to you. Have a good night. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really hope you got some enjoyment out of the podcast this week. Remember to check out our website, www.appalachianliturgy.com, and follow us on all of our social medias. If you want an easy way to support us, though, make sure to subscribe to our channels and like our videos on YouTube. Also, join our email list for updates and let us know how we're doing. See you next week, everyone. Appalachian Liturgy Podcast is a JRS Studios production.